Oakwell Stadium. Opened in 1888, it is seen as the first English stadium to have a designated stand built for disabled supporters. The name Oakwell references the area around the stadium as well, which also houses training facilities and the club's academy. But with Barnsley languishing down in mid-table, this is a game we desperately need to win. We have won 1 in the last 4 and we are holding on to the top of the table by the skin of our teeth. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of the Cherries travel guide to the Championship. My name is James, and on today's episode, we have Barnsley away in the Championship in a match where we really need to try and get a win to get back on track. Otherwise, we're going to start to lose our grip on the top spot. Well, since you're last with me, apologies for the break last week. Last week was a bit of a rough week for work and things like that, so unfortunately wasn't able to get any videos out. But I am back this week, ready and raring to go. So the full game is actually due out, I believe it's on Tuesday, so I believe that's the 24th of November. I will be looking to start my new series the day the game comes out. It depends on how quickly I can get stuff set up, but I'm definitely hoping to get some form of video out on Tuesday, with the second episode of my new series on Thursday. I will still try to finish this season though. This series obviously has never really got going, unfortunately, with the issues I've had last week. So I'll try and get through to the end of the season. We will try and end the season with the Championship title. So I will still be having these episodes out Monday, Wednesday and Friday this week, with Tuesday and Thursday being the start of my new series. I will be bringing back, as I did for FM20, One Team, One Dream. And this year I will be managing Boreham Wood down in the National League. But since the last episode, we've gone forward a few games. If I remember correctly, because it was about a week ago, the last episode was Sheffield Wednesday, a 3-1 win away at Hillsborough. Since then, it has been very hot and cold, very on and off. Wins against Birmingham and Notts Forest, draws against Reading and Rotherham, and then in the last match we had before this episode, on the 1st of December, a frustrating loss against Preston. In this game, we started out really well, got the early goal. However, Preston started to come back into the match, and it was one of those again where we didn't look like we were able to keep hold of the game. I thought we'd have to settle for a draw, but they came in right near the end of the game with the sucker punch, scored their winning goal, giving us our first loss in 5. But also further cementing my thoughts that our fitness is really, really starting to become a problem this season, even with our good coaching staff. Players are just really struggling. I think that is, again, as I mentioned at the start of the season, down to the fact we have quite a limited squad. Really and truly, bar the starting 11 and the substitutes, that's pretty much it for the squad. Outside of that, it is very paper thin. And we'll have to look to try and rectify that in January, be it maybe having to push a few players on to try and make some space, because there is no space. As you can see in the finances at the moment, there is no space at all. We have £504 in the transfer budget, but to be perfectly honest, it may as well get pushed into wage budget, because we are currently we're currently over what we should be spending on wage budget. This is also why it's more of a concern with me as well, because with this being the situation as it is, if we start to lose grip on the top spot, there is a good chance I may not even see out the end of this season, as more than likely the board are going to see that as enough to sack me. Now, it has been a couple of days since I've played this save, and so I can't really think of any other news off the top of my head, but one thing I did want to show you guys before we get into the match was a new feature for FM21 this year, and something that I haven't quite showcased on an episode yet. So this is the recruitment meetings, which are brand new to this year's game, and it is normally a meeting that is held with your owner, director of football, if you have one, assistant manager, and your chief scout, where essentially things like, as you can see here, the club vision is discussed, but also looking towards the next transfer window, which for us is the January transfer window, and the other members of the meeting just put forward ideas for who they think we should be looking for in terms of recruiting new players, who possibly we should be looking to sell or replace. And then the chief scout puts forward suggestions or puts forward possible candidates for bringing in. I found it a really useful meeting to use at the start of the season. It really gave me a good a good idea of who we had at the squad and who maybe we might need to replace. And it was actually based on that I then sold on Boric and brought in Foster. So the owner has called this meeting because he wants to discuss, as I stated, the start of the transfer window and line all our aims for the transfer market. So I am happy with that. However, with how little we've got left in the wage budget and transfer budget, I don't know what they're going to be able to suggest. So this is the first screen you'll find. The Director of Football has suggested 4 areas he feels that we should be recruiting in. In terms of striker, I can completely understand that. We've only got 2 at the moment that are obviously able to play up there. I suppose 3 if you include Joshua King, who can also play out wide. Right back has been a problem this season as well. We've only got 2 options really back there. Centre back again, outside of the main 2. There's only really 1 youngster, and then that is pretty much it. Not 100% sure why the inverted winger is such a problem. I suppose they see it as Josh King's contract's up in the summer. I don't know whether he wants a new contract or not, but it may be that is more looking towards the summer. So I think looking at this, I'm going to say get rid of that one. You can pick and choose which options you'd like to talk about. In terms of central defender, they say that Captain Cook's contract is about to expire. I have seen a notification as well to say that he is refusing to sign a new contract, so there's a good chance he may be going, although that may change if we go up. And the same for Adam Smith as well, obviously with only two options at right back. These are all looking towards more the summer, whereas this one I think is probably one that I think we'll look at in January, because the striker situation is one that is a little bit dire. The last couple of games, our strikers have been struggling for form, both of them really, and not putting the goals in the back of the net. Our goals have had to come from elsewhere. So let's get started into the meeting. So the first one is looking at Captain Cook and central defence. They're saying that his contract's about to expire. It also gives you things to look out for in terms of bringing in players who can perform well at our level, and then central defenders who are well suited to play as a central defender. So they're looking at how we play in terms of our tactics currently, which is very cool as it means it's personalised to each save. As you can see here, we've only got Mepham and Cook as our main central defenders. Kelly is actually a left back. Carter Vickers is only on loan. And Jack Simpson is one of our youngsters, although he is now, I think he's 23 now actually, so he's not too much of a youngster. He is 23, but not maybe quite developing in the way that he should be. Only 2.5 star current ability, but he does have a 3.5 star potential ability. But at 23, how much more of that is he really going to be able to develop? So you get given 3 options. You can ask to see the reports from the chief scout for options to bring in. You can specify that you'd like to start a short-term focus for the scouts to go out and look for options for this position. This allows you to be able to specify more about what type of player you can bring in, whereas the reports will be based on what the chief scout thought would be the best options. Or you can specify that you don't think we've changed your mind, you don't need to worry about this position right now, and so you can move on to the next item in the meeting. I'm going to say let's look at the reports. And then it brings up the screen very similar to the scouting meeting that we've had in previous renditions of Football Manager, but they've now brought it also into this meeting as well. And then what you basically do is you'd go through these options here, pick and choose which ones you'd want, or what actions you'd want to take. Obviously very similar to the normal scouting meeting. Once you've looked through the options the Chief Scout has provided, you then get given a second chance to set a short-term scouting assignment, where you can specify what type of central defender you want to be looking for. I'm going to say not to worry about it. I saw a couple of possibles in the options the Chief Scout provided, but also with our limited budget, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to buy in January. And looking to end the save at the end of the season, it's obviously not something I'm necessarily going to focus on as such. Cool, right? I'm going to crack through the rest of this meeting, and then we'll jump into the match. I accidentally jumped past the team sheet, so we'll do the team call-outs in the team meeting as well. So we have Travers in goal, a back 4 of Smith, Captain Cook, Simpson, who comes in for Mepham, who is tired, and Kelly finishes up the back 4. Billing in defensive midfield, Lerma and Cook in central midfield. Stanislas and Danjuma are the 2 wide men, with Solanke coming in for Surridge as a change up front to try and inject something into the attacking half of our play at the moment and try and give ourselves the best chance we can of trying to get goals and a win in this match. I'm going to thrash my arms and say the media have given them a lot of credit lately. I don't think they actually deserve it. So they need to go out today and prove to everyone that they do deserve the praise they've been getting from the press. And they do deserve to be at the top of the table, and they are going to win the title this season and not get me sacked. So we have a highlight here on 17 minutes. Barnsley with the throw-in in the defensive half of the field for them. Big ball forward, but Simpson manages to collect it to Cook, to Lerma, back to Captain Cook. Big ball forward to Solanke, who's managed to beat the offside trap. Manages to beat his man. Goes a one-on-one with the keeper. There we go. Solanke back in the side for the first time in at least half a dozen games. And within the first 20 minutes of the match, proves why he should have been in the side instead of Surridge. Great ball forward to Solanke. Solanke manages to go straight past his man. Defence didn't even move, and he slots it past the goalkeeper for his first goal of the season. Straight away we have another highlight. This time Barnsley are on the attack with the throw-in. It's gone out to Chaplin. Whipped it into the centre to Thomas, but we managed to block it though, and Cook manages to clear it. But only managed to go as far as Anderson for Barnsley, who does a massive ball forward, but Captain Cook manages to collect it. We managed to come forward again with Lerma, with Solanke, back to Lerma, to Smith. Trying to find our way through at the moment. Cook to Lerma. I say there's a man over, but Lerma can't find him, but he managed to find Billing instead. To Stanislas, who takes a shot. Keeper's looks like a little bit of a Hollywood save there by the goalkeeper, but he does manage to put out wide for a corner. Stanislas' corner comes in the centre, but is cleared by the Barnsley defender. 31 minutes, we have a throw-in. Billing with the ball to Stanislas. Stanislas is taken down. They apparently that wasn't a foul, but that looked like a foul to me. But we'll carry on nonetheless. Barnsley with the ball now, bring it forward to Huggins. Huggins though is nowhere near the target. Luckily, I was worried when it came up saying there was no foul there. I thought, oh no, this is going to be one where it's going to be controversial. There's going to be a foul not given, and then Barnsley are going to go at the other end and score. But luckily, their shot wasn't very good, and it managed to go wide of the post. Coming into half time, it's been a very straightforward first half. We have controlled possession. We've had 8 shots. Only 2 of them though have been on target, but luckily one of them has been in. I think we saw both shots actually on highlights. One from Solanke and one from Stanislas. And going into the second half, I'm going to point the finger. Things are going well, but we are capable of better. I'm not going to make any changes at half time. Everyone seems either composed or happy. So I'm going to leave them to do their thing in the second half. Maybe make some substitutes a little bit later on. Barnsley, they'll have the first highlight of the second half just after the half time. And it is pinging around all over the place. What a clearance there. Trevor's a little bit unnecessary with the diving save there. But what a volley clearance from their defender. We are looking to bring it forward. Stanis has a brilliant ball over the top to Janjuma, who's in space. Can he do something of it? But the Barnsley players are tracking back, blocking the shot. Kelly with the ball just out wide. But unfortunately, showing the shot of a left back there and putting it into the stands. Right, we have the usual 60 minutes-ish substitutions. Let's have a look. I have to say the fitness is slightly better than it has been the last couple of games. We've even seen some red at half time in some of the games recently. Kelly is having a poor game. I think that wayward shot kind of typifies that. So let's bring on Correa for him, even though Correa isn't 100%. Cook as well. He's been struggling a lot recently. I think we'll take him off as well. Let's bring on Gosling for him, pushing Lerma across to that attacking, that more advanced playmaker role. Right, 68 minutes, and we have a defensive free kick with Captain Cook, with Smith back to Captain Cook, now across to Simpson to Billing. 1-2 between those two. Now to Danjuma, who's in a lovely little bit of space, looking to bring it forward. Pops it through to Solanke, who's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, this time kicks it straight at the goalkeeper, and it goes out for a corner. I like to think in that position, with it being his second goal, he'd be able to put it in. But Stanislas with the corner here. Stanislas looks like he's picked up a little bit of a knock as well, so he may be the next man to come off. The ball is cleared, but only as far as Billing. I don't know what Billing was doing then, lacing it at the defender there. I almost thought that was going to crash through his legs, and someone was going to run through then. And as we can see here, Danjuma's also tired, and the assistant manager is saying about bringing on King. But Stanislas has picked up a knock. So I think more than likely he'll be the one to come off. So bring on King on that right-hand side instead. Danjuma is going to unfortunately have to see out the rest of the match. Right, Travers with the goal kick to Cook. To Gosling. Now to King. Looking to the centre for Solanke. Now Lerma. Going back all the way back to Simpson. Billing, Lerma, trying to find a way forward. Solanke has now a little bit of space. He's also got a man out wide with Correa. Correa comes into the penalty area, whips the ball across, but the Barnsley defender is the first one to get there. And Barnsley are now going to look to bring it forward. Woodrow manages to go past his man into the penalty area, takes the shot, but it is a little bit of a stretch. It is from distance as well. And Travers manages to collect the ball quite comfortably. But straight away we have another highlight. Goal kick for Barnsley. Looking to bring it forward. Schmidt with the ball. Gone back to Anderson. To Foster. Now back to Schmidt. Looking to bring it inside. Whips the ball into the centre, but Correa is first to it. Manages to clear it, but only as far as Britton. Down to Thomas, but Travers quite calmly rushes out to collect the ball. Hoosts it forward to King. King lets go back his man, but the first touch is poor from King. And Barnsley are now going to counter-attack here with Schmidt in the centre to Woodrow. It manages to cause Travers to go the wrong way. He runs one way, nods it the other, puts into the back of the net, and yet again, late on in a match, we have now conceded, and we are now 1-1, and this is going the same way as the Preston match, but I'm not going to allow that. We're going to go on to shouts. Ask them to fire up. We've got a couple of miserable faces on the field as well. It's where they're getting tired at the end of these games. I don't know how we're going to be able to counteract this. We've not got enough substitutions to be able to keep up with the poor fitness. But Danjuma with a corner into the centre cannot do anything with it. We've done nothing with these corners in this game. Simpson with the ball now to Smith. Back to Lerma. Come on, Bournemouth. We need to do something more in this match. King has done nothing since he's come on apart from lose the ball, but he is running round into the penalty area. Had a couple of options in front of him. He went for goal himself, but it was a poor shot. Tajima with a free kick. 88 minutes on the clock. Into the centre. Bournemouth, but Barnsley clear it again. Yet again, another set piece that has gone to waste. Smith chips it forward though, but only as far as the Barnsley defender. And the ball is easily given away. Schmidt is in masses of space. Smith has been caught out of position there. Into the centre. Here it is. Woodrow with the goal. Exactly the same as the Preston match. What is going on at the moment? We cannot see out matches. I cannot keep blaming the fitness because the players are just throwing these games away. Making me so mad. And we have thrown away the top spot now as well to Watford. Watford are now at the top of the table. King! It has been disallowed. It means absolutely nothing. It is infuriating. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything about that because that was a ridiculous decision. But here we go. Time's ticking down. Another loss. That's back-to-back 2-1 losses in a game where, if you look at the XG story here, we dominated this match and have thrown it away in the last 10 minutes. Yet again, for the second time in a row, I'm going to be having a team talk outside of the match with these guys because they need to buck their ideas up. And we are supposed to be the best team in this league, and we are just throwing these results away now. Some of these players need to really have a hard look at themselves in the mirror because they are too right. Some of them are anxious coming into this, especially the ones that have played well. I'm going to thrash my arms. We were not good enough today. That is a sort of match we should have been winning. I'm going to have a good hard think about what I do over the next kind of couple of matches because we may need to start looking at maybe a slight tactical tweaks, maybe tactical changes, maybe dropping back once we're... The problem is I can't even say I'm going to drop back when we're ahead because we were only 1-0 up, and you wouldn't drop back when you're 1-0 up because you want to be pushing on, but for some reason we go ahead and then the players just give up. I don't know why. And it is now a lot closer at the top. There is now four teams within 1 point of each other. I know we're only about halfway through the season, but that is not the position where we were going to be. Even just half a dozen games ago, where we were 5, 6, 7 points ahead of second place. So, as I said before, sorry for the lack of videos last week. We were back on it this week with the new game, as I said, dropping fully on the 24th of November, which is Tuesday. But if you did enjoy that video, I didn't, but if you did, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of all videos that are going to come out this week, even if it's outside the normal schedule. And thank you very much for watching.